So to recap this section, so we have imported the Axios library that will allow us to send HTTP requests to core APIs that are available online. We also imported the FS library for us to read files because we want to read the JSON file that we have gotten. Next, we have created the help message command that includes markdown style. And to do that, we have to use the bot.telegram.sendMessage method that will allow us to include the pass mode, which is markdown. We also created the fortune cookie command where we call the fortune cookie API, and it just returns us the text message of the response. We also created the cat command where we first get the user input, then we perform a check on the array. If it is equals to 1, then we know that the user just wants a random image of a cat. So we call the API to get the random image of a cat, and once we get the link, we reply the user with photo. If the user gives us arguments, then we want to remove the first item in the array, which is the cat command, and we join the rest of the items in the array as a string into a string. Then we reply the user with this API, which is already the image of the cat along with the input of the user. Next is the .breeds command. So we have learned how to read the JSON file, which contains an array of .breeds, and we use the FS library to read that file. We also had to pass the JSON into JavaScript format using the json.parse method, and once we get the data, we process the data into a list and we reply to the user that list. Finally, we have the dot command where we first take the user input, we split it into an array by spaces, and also we check the length of the array. If it is not 2, meaning the user did not give any arguments at all, or the user give more than 1 argument, then we want to return the user an error message, and then we stop the code from here with the return keyword. After that, we created a variable to store the input of the user for the .breeds, and also similarly we have to read the JSON file to get the data out of it, and we perform a exact match check in the array, the data array. If there is a match, then we want to call the API so that we can return the user a random image of the .breed. If not, we want to create some suggestions for the user. To do that, we filter the data array with the input that the user has given us into a suggestion array, and from there we process the suggestion array into a list and we return the list. If the suggestion array is empty, we return cannot find breed.